so here we are on our downwind leg. We're at selected speed 170 knots. We've got flap 2 selected. And we're going to activate the approach phase. And notice that in the go-around phase we've got 1100 feet set for thrust reduction, acceleration and the engine out acceleration altitude, and that's because we want to accelerate at about 500 feet above the aerodrome. So I'm going to have a quick look out, look at the runway here at Chateauroux. So the landing threshold is just coming up on our left-hand side, and we can see that. I'm going to take out the autopilot actually, and the flight directors, and I'm going to put the bird on, so by hitting the track FPA button. So we're just about to come and beam the threshold, so I'll just clear the chrono and we'll start that now. So I've started timing, and we're looking for 35 seconds. So we're just continuing on this downwind track. There's no real wind to speak of today. It's a very lovely, a very pleasant day in the south of France, which is one of the reasons why it's such a popular place to come for this sort of thing. And as we come up to 35 seconds, we'll manage the speed. So speed's managed, and the throttles, thrust levers start to come back, thrust starts to come back, and now 45 seconds we go gear down, and we're going to start a gentle left-hand turn. Just about 15 degrees of bank is a good start, and as we start the turn, you'll notice that the vertical speed just starts to sink a little bit, and that's fine. I'm just going to aim for about a negative 3 degree flight path angle or thereabouts. Gears down, so we'll go flap 3. And we can also take flap full. And you can see the speed's now starting to come up down nicely towards the speed target. And I'm just going to gently just shut off that approach, that descent just a little bit, just to try and catch the glide, as it were. So yeah, we're a little bit low, just as I look out the side there. So I'm just going to shadow off the descent a little bit. And just use the display to judge the time on the finals. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I know I'm a little bit low. So as we just come round, get a little look. It's hidden behind the pillar, but that's one of the hazards of playing the sim. So I've come a little bit narrow there, actually, a little bit tight there, actually. So I'm just going to level out, and again just carry on, keep half an eye on the pappies, half an eye on the nav display. So there's the pappies coming in now, and you can see we're just about starting to come on towards centre line, so it's sort of very gentle bank towards the centre. We do our landing checks, so cabin secured for landing, auto thrusters in speed, go around altitude 2,000 feet set, and just waiting for the landing memo, which will appear very shortly. There's the landing memo, and we've got landing, just the spoilers are blue because we were doing a touch and go, so we'll have no spoilers, no auto brakes and no reverse. So just bring us gently, nicely onto the centre line. Speed's good, auto thrust take on that, one hand on the thrust levers always.
400.
Focus a little bit more on the
300.
touchdown zone markings here. Pappies do start to get a little bit accurate once you get below about 200 feet.
200.
Yeah, so that's looking nice.
100. 50. 40. 30,
so
20, retard,
just looking
10,
towards the end of the runway, going to hold that attitude there, just wait for the wheel to touch. There we go, so the wheel's down, I'm going to fly the nose wheel down as we do, selecting flap 2, nose wheel's down, standing up the thrust levers. Just wait for the thrust, it takes a long while for that initial spool up. there we are. So we put the autopilot in, so at this point, if this were a real training detail, we could debrief and we could talk about how that went. So, you know, a little bit tight on the turn from base on the final, but we can have another go at that now. So I'm going to pull heading, and now we're going to go around to 035, which is the downwind heading, and we can do it all over again. And I'll take you from all the way through, so I can stop and reset our chrono. I'll just let the autopilot fly the turn round. It's a little bit lazy. See, we've kept flap 2, we've kept the speed at 170 knots, nice and gentle, nice and calm. There's no need to, you know, rush anything. So here we go, we'll roll out onto 035, and we'll do this approach, will be another touch and go, and we'll do it in manual thrust. So, autopilot's coming out, flight director's coming off, we'll put the bird on, and I'm just going to disconnect the auto thrust as well. So to do that, I'm going to bring the thrust levers back, and then I'm going to press Shift R, and there we go. So now we're in manual thrust at 170 knots selected, on a nice downwind heading, which I'm going to try and maintain. I'll just drift a little bit too tight to the runway. And we're at 2,000 feet, which is 1,500 feet above the aerodrome. So, very slight adjustments on the thrust. Activate the approach phase before I forget to do that. There we go, so we've got the approach phase active, and I'm looking for the landing threshold just to slide past the door pillar there, the window pillar, there it goes, and we'll manage the speed just like we did last time and start the stopwatch. So exactly like we did before, this time I'm in control of the thrust, so I'm going to bring the thrust levers back to forward idle. Just let the speed start to come back, and we're looking for 35 seconds. There you go. And actually I've done that the wrong way around. I've managed the speed too early. Normally we do it at 35 seconds. So to compensate for that, I'm just going to increase that a little bit. We're going to fly a little bit further. I'm going to go gear down to flap 3. This is horribly non-standard. We'll just start our turn. Nice and gentle, so we go flap full. Squeeze the thrust. Just pushing forward slightly just to get this end going. Yeah, because we're going quite slowly. Actually, the turn radius is quite good. So, just about 15 degrees of bank for now. Quick little check out how we're doing. Maybe a little smidgen high. A little bit of nose down. Very small, smooth corrections as always. Looking pretty good actually. Just probably a little bit too tight. Coming in nicely, there we go. So just ease out that turn. So a couple of knots fast, but nicely on the glide path. Just getting slightly high. And we'll just
1,000.
keep coming round, and that will get us nicely on track. Still a little bit high and a bit fast, which is power. So we can do our landing checks again. So auto thrust is off. The cabin secured for landing. Go around altitude 2,000 feet. Set. The landing memo is landing, but just the spoilers armed. Spoilers not armed, because it's going to be a touch and go.
$500.
Good. So again, trick to flying any aeroplane with
400.
manual thrust is just gentle, very little, as few thrust changes as possible, frankly.
300.
See a little squeeze there as we get a bit low. Whoops.
$200.
Just a little bit low here.
100.
It's alright.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Yeah,
10.
that's fine. There we
5.
we are. Okay, so there we are. So we're down. So we're going to go flap 2. Stand up the thrust levers. Slide the nose wheel down. Wait for the thrust to stabilise. And go. Manual toga, SRS, go around track, checked. Rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Climb thrust. Speed, outstar. I'm going to pull selected speed 170 and pop autopilot back in again to ease up our workload and just to give us a chance to take stock. So a couple of points to arise, a couple of points arising from that particular circuit. So we managed the speed too early, and that then resulted in the whole sequence of actions around the base turn getting a little bit out of sequence. So this time we'll remember passing the landing threshold. We'll start the stopwatch and then look for 35 seconds before we manage the speed. There'll be another one in manual thrust this time. So we'll go around to heading 035. Again, I'll just let the autopilot fly this one. There's no real value to hand flying every turn. Turn onto our downwind leg, a little bit of a bump there. Just coming up from the FSLabs A320X. Do you like that bump sound? So we're rolled out, so I'm going to activate the approach phase before I go any further. That really will spoil our day if we accidentally go into managed speed at 250 knots. Autopilot's off. Go into manual thrust, so there we go. Donuts coming down just to match with where it is at the moment. Shift R. That's about right, and we'll go into we'll turn on the bird and turn off the flight directors. There we go. So there we are. So we're nicely set up once again on our downwind leg, and I'll try and get this one a bit better this time. So I need better demonstration anyway. So it's tracking 035 on our downwind leg, nicely maintaining 2,000 feet. Really having to do anything with the stick. Actually, the weather's nice maintain 170 knots. A little bit of a bump there. And we're looking for 35 seconds on the stopwatch. There's 35 seconds, so managing the speed, thrust coming slowly back. Nice and gentle and smooth on the thrust levers. Bit of backstick just to keep altitude. 45 seconds, gear down, starting at 15-degree bank turn. That's a bit more smooth and stable. Wait for the gear to go down. There we go, gear's down. No smoking signs come on. So we can go flap 3, flap full. Remind ourselves, no brakes, no reverse, no spoilers. It will be a touch and go. There we go, speed just coming back, so we'll put a little bit of thrust in. Oh. Too busy talking, not enough thrust monitoring. Better. Keep it coming down. Yeah, just using the nav display just to judge the turn onto fire. So glide path's about good there, so just be careful not to sink too much. Just ease out the turn a little bit. Speed's looking good, pretty much nailed. And we are a bit tight. And the reason for that obviously is because we're going a lot slower.
1,000.
We're doing 130 IAS versus 180, so our turn radius is much slower, much smaller. So just straighten that out, just wait for the runway to come to us. Keep it coming down on the glide path, looking for about 600 feet per minute is good, and then we can just start out a little turn in just to get ourselves lined up. Setting that, checking the track line against the runway on the nav display is also quite a useful little thing to do as well. So I haven't really changed the thrust at all. A little bit fast, but it's pretty stable.
500.
Careful not to get low. And there we are, a nice and stable landing checklist. Auto thrust is off. Cabin secured for landing. Go around altitude 2,000 feet. Set. Eco memo landing. Just the spoilers.
300.
Squeeze
200.
Low.
100.
50 as we go over the threshold.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Flap 2, keeping straight, nose wheel coming down, and we'll stand them up. Wait for the thrust to come in, takes an age. Stable, go. Manual tow, get SRS, go around track, checked. Rotate. pitch. And then we let it get on with it. We let go of the stick with auto thrust. So this time we're going to land, which means that we need to not do all of the stuff, or most of the stuff on that we did on touchdown that we did before. That didn't make a lot of sense, but primarily what it means is that we need auto brakes, we need our reversers, and we need the ground spoilers. And so we'll arm all of those when we go around the base turn, and we'll remind ourselves that we need to. So this will be a full stop landing. Just looking out, just making sure I don't get too tight. But otherwise the rest of the circuit is going to be the same, so I'm maintaining 2,000 feet. I've got 170 knots selected with flap 2. And we're just waiting for that upwind threshold. Let's clear the chrono, let's activate the approach phase. There goes the threshold past the window pillar, so we can start our stopwatch, and we're looking for 35 seconds again. Yeah, just concentrating on flying nice and stable, 2,000 feet, keeping that track nice and parallel to the runway. So 35 seconds, managed speed. Speed's just slowly going to start to come off, a little bit of back pressure just to counteract that. 45 seconds, we're going to go gear down and start our base turn. 15 degrees of bank, just a fractional descent, not too much. Otherwise we'll get too low. Gears down, so we go flap 3. Flap full, and we'll arm the ground spoilers, and we'll arm our auto brakes, so we'll have auto brake low. As we're doing all that, we'll just make sure we keep flying the aeroplane. Just hidden from sight as usual, it's just keeping going down with a gentle little descent. Speed's nailed. Auto thrust. And we can do our landing checklist. So cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed, go around altitude, 2,000 feet is set, and the ECAM memo will appear very shortly. There we go. Come a little bit tight again, even at just 15 degrees angle of bank. About right. There we go. So again, using the looking out the window, but also using the nav display just to help us. Keep coming around a bit high. Otherwise, that is looking pretty good. Just to sort that out. So landing memo, ECAM memos displayed. We've got landing node blue, and we're good for landing. So again, just small speed.
500.
Make sure we stay in the slot a little bit low.
400. 300. Two hundred. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard 10, 5.
Reverse idle. Fly the nose wheel down gently. We've got decel spoilers. And reverse green. Manual brakes. Go forward idle. Turn off is miles up the runway. Disarming the ground spoilers, flaps coming all the way up, and we can start our APU. Now I can come off. Probably can go to standby. So. Available. With the nose gear light. It's on, parking brakes set. Shutting down the engines. Standby 2000. Signs coming off, exterior lights are set as we need, so beacon can come off, parking brakes set, transponder standby 2000, and the radar is coming off as well. It's coming off, and so PWS. So there we are, that's flying some circuits in the FSLabs Airbus A320. And I hope you found it useful and enjoyable, and yeah, that's that.